And hello everyone. Just came down to the basement during my lunch break. Don't have too much time to train this time, but I can maybe make a quick video just to recap of my thoughts after East versus West 5. Just the overall experience and my fight with Justin Bishop. Sorry for my voice. Just ate something spicy. But okay, so where do we start? The overall experience was great. Anytime you get to meet Bruzeng, Devon, Siplenko, and the rest of the big boys, it's always nice. And when we are all having lunch together, sitting next to each other, having a chat. It's always pretty cool. Yeah, most of these big guys, I guess, we are quite humble. We don't really talk too much, but whatever we say is pretty smart. Yeah, for example, Dennis during breakfast said that maybe, because I was asking like, how do I get some size, because I'm eating a lot. I feel like I'm eating good food and so on, but when I meet these arm wrestlers, the other arm wrestlers, it seems like everyone is just bigger than me, right? I might be okay size in comparison to some normal people, but yeah. These best arm wrestlers are just so huge, so I feel small. And I thought, okay, let me ask Dennis what would he say. And then yeah, he didn't talk about juicing or anything. He just said that maybe I should try some full body exercise, like some more deadlifts. For example, he said I should probably reach like a 200 kilo deadlift, and then of course the legs would grow a bit, and at the same time the upper body will follow. Since I want to stay under some weight limit, I don't think I would like fully go in that direction, but at least I can try to focus a little bit on being overall just healthy. I think even my back would feel a bit better if I do some deadlifts. But yeah, that was it regarding the general experience. It was pretty fun. Played some chess with Ryan, and so on. So just overall great weekend. But then yeah, the match with Justin. As soon as I warmed up, like it took like 20-30 minutes to warm up. Normally I do it a bit early, and then so I can still have another 20 minutes of kind of rest. And then so right after my warm-up, somehow I started to feel pretty confident, because it felt much better than the recent WAF Worlds, for example. Felt like everything was really working well. So that gave me some confidence. And then also on the table, I have to say, like whenever a match stopped, just felt great in general. Like that feeling when it just kind of, when you feel strong and it's a little bit like effortless. The match just stops and it's and you feel in control. There's no danger, and it's not like you have to really like try hard or anything. It's just like the joints and tendons, they just like locked up, and it's like no problem. But yeah, I was reading some comments and on the internet, and it seemed like the match didn't look very dominant from when you look at it from the side. And even Justin himself, like right after a match, I'm not sure if he was a bit emotional or not, but right after the match, he clearly felt like he's like I screwed him a little bit, like technically, right? So maybe maybe he didn't like my adjustments during the referee grip, or something like that. But so that's a little bit disappointing, because to me, I feel like the biggest satisfaction for me for arm wrestling comes from me beating my opponent in a good, like how to say, in a good fashion, where even my opponent is somehow saying, okay, good job, you were better, right? I don't like my opponent to be a bit disappointed, and I don't like him to feel tricked, right? And me personally, I felt like I was not really being very tricky. Whenever I top roll, even I don't have any goals to be overly, posting, which sometimes gives me some good advantage, and then I can just quickly finish my match, right? Normally, I'm just kind of a little bit like lower. I just want to apply the back pressure. I don't really even need to fully top roll yet. I just need to stop the match. That's what I'm going for, right? Where Justin, he was, I would say, quite aggressive, because he was really like just posting, even like his elbows was a bit in front of the pad. I feel like that is much more aggressive style, because in arm wrestling, there are some situations where if both, let's say if Justin is fighting another Justin, exactly the same like this, and they are both posting super hard, it's gonna be a bit weird, because the result of the match is determined on the first millisecond, and then whoever is a bit faster, that guy is gonna win, right? So me, like I'm normally trying to avoid that. I want to be very stable, and if I'm stronger than my opponent, I want to be able to get him every time, right? And also another situation, for example, if two people are just kind of pressing, they are trying to get their shoulder quickly behind. If two people like this are fighting each other, then whoever is just a little bit faster is normally gonna win, right? So normally I really don't appreciate these kind of styles in arm wrestling, because to me it feels like you are just trying to trick your opponent. And normally I prefer this fair fight, which is just so my victory is dependent on my strength, just and I understand for sure people, speed is also a factor, technique, whatever, everything is a factor, and I'm not gonna really blame anyone for using those like qualities to get the job done. But to me personally, I just feel like I don't really need any advantage from the guy. I just need to stop the match in somewhat equal position, and then I will use my strength to get the job done. So basically what I'm trying to say that I felt like I wasn't really trying to trick anyone. I was trying to be really fair, and it's a pity that Justin didn't necessarily see it. So he felt like he was maybe cheated or tricked. But yeah, what can we do? Otherwise, the match went pretty well. I gave the first one away. Justin felt very strong during the first match. But again, we have to kind of test the directions during the first one. I don't really want to overly commit into something which I don't know if it's going to be the right direction or not. So the first round, Justin, he was pretty good. Immediately I felt like my grip is somehow bad, not comfortable, and then I let it go. But the second one felt much better, right? I stopped the match, and at that time Justin was not even really tired. He was still not exhausted, and immediately, like a second later, I felt great, So I don't think that my victory is only was only achieved by endurance, right? So, like power-wise, I think I was still stronger even when we were still both fresh. So yeah, I was just a little bit like disappointed because most of the people seems like they couldn't really see me winning because of my power. They either saw the technical aspect of it or they saw the endurance, right? But I would say that round two, I could still beat Justin by using simply my power, and it felt great, So especially I'm happy about it because before the match, I've really thought that Justin would be quite similar to me, where he's not necessarily the fastest guy, but he's also really strong, right? Like statically. So, and I think he is in a bit in that way. So, when two of these guys meet each other, me still being the stronger guy, statically is nice. Okay, what else? What else? Let me think if I can say anything else about the match. Just happy to win, and never, especially since I'm again the smaller guy. So this year is a really good year for me. Many super matches. Yeah, on the right arm, I'm doing very well. Not losing anything. Always fighting big boys. Still winning. So it's just great. For sure I still want to be good at the tournament format as well, so I will be working on that. But one other thing, I kind of mentioned it already, but the past couple months, as I keep saying, like it didn't really feel great. It's like autumn, a bit cold, some viruses floating around. Felt a bit weak, right? But then, so I was really happy to feel this like fire again. Like I really felt great during the match with Justin. I kind of know, like there's a feeling which just tells you that okay, everything is just working nicely. I think that when you are arm wrestling and it feels effortless, then that's the feeling which you want to feel. And it may be different for different styles of arm wrestling, but for my like static style, it's nice when it feels effortless. Another interesting thing to mention, like I think we still have a small problem in arm wrestling where the referees are sometimes a little bit weak, and especially in such an event as East versus West, where we are being told that they should kind of let things go a little bit, don't fall people out. It makes it even more difficult for them to be strict. But strictness is also, it's very important because without it, for example, if we have two top rollers meeting each other, it's really important to fully connect the guys so I can close my fingers like properly, right? This is not enough, this is not great. Even if we are both in such a position, just a little bit, because if the gap is too big and then just a little bit of fingers here, it feels bad, man. Then we are both like fighting the lost wrists for literally no reason. So I feel like referees should really be a bit stronger, especially in the referee's grip. The most important task for a referee, I feel like, is to bring us together and close us both properly. So we are not like this, because this is not arm wrestling, this is bullshit. So I would hope that the referees would pay attention to that a bit more, because it is really quite important. For me, like especially, I don't really need to gain any advantage. The only thing I need is to be able to start the match in a proper way with no bullshit or anything, and then I should be good, right? I also still learned a couple of things from this match. it felt really good to drop my wrist down completely in the reverse grip, right? Somehow, and I didn't do it during the rounds when I lost it, and then the rest of the rounds when I won, I kind of dropped it down completely, and it immediately felt much better. So I will keep testing that a little bit more, because sometimes if Justin is posting hard, I almost feel like I should kind of match it a little bit, right? But in this case, it really felt like me giving it up completely worked better. Okay, this video is getting a bit long. Yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts. Another great event, very, very good. I wonder what's next. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the match. I did enjoy it for sure. Good luck to Justin. Maybe it's even better that people who are watching the match are not necessarily don't necessarily see the dominance, right? Because in my mind, when I stop the guy in a second and I can immediately smile and effortlessly pull him sideways, to me it's pretty dominant, right? But not everyone can see it, and maybe it's even better this way because I will not get opponents which are crazy big and crazy strong. I'll get someone who is a bit my size, and then I can keep beating them. So anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Maybe I will go do a couple of curls now, but have a great week. Ciao.